We have a word for things like that.
Yeah.
Those are called strangers.
Bottom on bottom, a great poet said this once. I got trauma. You're so sick. All because you wanted to get for an hour. Ooh. Diva.
We call that the gay audacity. Welcome to the Poison Touch Advice Hour, the podcast where a trader and a survivor give you the best and worst advice to deal with all of life's predicaments. My guest this month is no stranger to the podcasting world. He's the host of your typical podcast, which is anything but, ranging topics from survivor recaps, tackling your 30s, and even interviewing a stranger as your first date. He's a theater kid, he's a fellow dog dad, and now he's here to help y'all out. It's Donnie Williams.
Yo, what's up? Excited to be here.
Welcome, welcome. How are you today?
It's been a busy day so far, actually. I feel like usually my work days are not as busy, but I'm like, too many people are asking me to do things. So,
Spring is a coming, and with
spring
that,
is coming. Yes.
my friend actually told me this. They said that it is currently Aries season. I knew that part, but the moon is in Virgo, and apparently that means like it's a good time to get stuff done. It's a very busy time. It's all about like hitting the pavement. It's Aries has all the willpower to get shit done, and Virgo's got all the analytics to make sure it's done right. So it's like a great time to lock the fuck in, basically.
Yeah, and I actually am a Virgo moon, so I wonder what that means for me.
Okay, interesting. I don't know shit about astrology. I'm gonna have to bring in an expert. But let's talk about Your Typical real quick. What do people get when they pop on an episode of Your Typical?
Honestly, so the reason I started Your Typical podcast was with my friend, and the reason why I picked Your Typical podcast because it was kind of like we talked about whatever we felt like that day. So I think from Your Typical podcast, you'll get just kind of like, I won't say a random assortment of things, but definitely depending on the person, depending on the episode, you can get, apples or oranges or pears or whatever you're
Variety,
feeling that
but
day.
a
Yeah, a lot of
curated variety.
curated, yeah. So like Survivor, for instance, is something that I've been talking about a lot, particularly just because I like Survivor, and
How long have you been
low-key,
watching
there's
Survivor?
only since 2021, so not that long.
Nice.
So like a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, have you seen all 50 seasons?" I have not. I think I've
That'd be
seen
crazy.
maybe 15. And that's including all 10 of the last 10 seasons. Then a few other ones that I popped around. But also I realized that the Survivor community, there's a niche where like people want people to talk about it, and so I'm like,
That's like the
hey,
great part about reality TV is like there is such like a good like large fandom culture around it that it's like
yeah,
you could be making content one day, they find you, they swoop you up. It's like
yeah,
it's like the Brazilian fans of anything will find you and they will support you until it is time that they turn on you, and then they turn to the barbs. But
yeah.
I
This
love
this
Brazil.
season, yeah, I love Brazil. This season, my numbers have just like jumped up because of
Nice.
Survivor,
Good
which has been
Survivor.
awesome.
That's dope.
But then also I do a lot of other artist stuff. So I'm a theater kid, as you said. So I'll invite other singers, or actually, this is kind of a little teaser for my
Oh,
episode coming up in the future. But
okay.
I'm really big on like other Black performers. So I'm always like trying to get them on the podcast, and it takes a lot of like, and I'm sure you're just like, can you be on, please? Oh, you can do it in 7 months. Okay, I'll follow up.
Great.
Then like
Yeah,
that's
sure.
kind of how it is. So I did the podcast yesterday, but with the guy who was George Washington Hamilton on Broadway. So
Oh, nice.
that's like
That's
a
a big
pretty
big
big,
get. That's good.
yeah, big guess. And I think like the more I like start to break into the New York field, I feel like the better like the guests will get in that way too. So that's exciting. But then also trying to find the grounded and more realistic and daily uh things that
Boots
people
on the
like to hear
ground
too. So
journalism.
yeah, so trying to do all the mix of all the things. So it's fun. I like it.
Nice. I have a question for you that I ask most of my guests,
Yes.
and I do forget sometimes. So that's why I clarify by saying most. But I'm getting better at it. What is a piece of advice that you cannot live without, or a piece of advice that has served you well throughout the years?
The one that I like think about all the time is it's like a RuPaul quote, like, if they're not paying your bills, pay them
Pay them
bitches, don't
bitches don't
mind.
mind. Yep, that's a good
And
one.
like it sounds like so funny, and like people I mean, RuPaul's RuPaul and just says these random things. But I think a lot of times, especially me, like I'm a thinker, so I overthink. I like think about what happened, interactions, and maybe a little argument that I had because I stepped on someone's shoe and they got
Hmm.
upset. And I'm like, I can't really like hang on to all these little things. And it's kind of like letting go. And like I would even add like, even if they're paying your bills, like fuck y'all too. Like that's kind of how I
I think
feel.
it depends on the
So
bill. If they're
yeah,
paying a car
depending on the
note,
bill.
the internet
Yeah.
bill, there's a certain level of bills I might let slip.
Maybe yeah, maybe not fuck them too, but fuck them a little bit. Just a
Just a
little
little
bit.
bit,
Just
just
a
a
little
little bit.
bit.
That's a good one. I like that. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll get into your advice when we get back. We're back from our break, and it is time to get into today's questions. We have a goodie. We have an update from last month's episode. If you remember, a lovely person wrote in about stealing their friend's underwear and sniffing it and jerking off into it. It was quite the tale, but they gave a bunch of context, and I think I might be on their side at the end of it. I don't know. I read it earlier and I was like, wait a second, I context
Right.
matters, right?
Yeah.
And I think I might
Context does
sympathize with them
matter.
a lot more after reading the context of this. Here we go. As a reminder, their name is D. They say, underwear thief follow-up. To give context, I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, or Raleigh. I don't know how they say it over there. By the way, if you're wondering about geographic location, so you and David were right about a lot of your guys' conjecture. The relationship was over and I had already mourned it. A couple of times actually, which sucks because I genuinely love this man. Me and him had a final conversation recently and I told him that unfortunately I just don't see us being normal friends because I will always want something more. I know myself, I'm a very cyclical person and I'm going to keep falling in love with him over and over again. That's what he wasn't understanding initially, but we got there. We came to the mutual understanding that I love him and he cares, just not in the capacity that I want from him, which is why we can't hang out anymore. It's really unfortunate because I do enjoy being around him outside of the context of me being in love with him. To give some more context as well, initially when he liked me, he was dating someone, but none of his friends knew because it was a long distance relationship and he withheld the info. One night we got a little tipsy and he had kissed me and then pulled back and told me about the relationship with his partner and how unsure he was about it. He told me he was wanting to break up with that person for me and then didn't because I think he felt guilty for leading me on and dating his partner at the same time. Keep in mind, he broke up with that person and now he has a new BF and he's like 20 years older. He really said, I need some of that boiled silk realness. Pedro Pascal tease. He then proceeded to crush my heart because he didn't choose me. I tried to make it work as friends for a while, but it led to a small falling out. We then went a couple of months without speaking because my heart was broken and I cried every day for 6 months. I reached out to him back in November of 25 because I missed him and was praying every day he might still have feelings too, and that's where it all went downhill. I feel like I should have never reached out again, but at least I have closure now. In our last serious conversation, we agreed to be friends who never see each other or talk to one another. I don't know if
That's not friends.
we'll get into that. He understood, and I felt I finally got across what I needed. Because I am a glutton for punishment, however, as my final act of love and support, I am going to go to opening night of the play that he's currently in, send flowers to his dressing room, and then never speak to him again. I told him if we see each other in public to wave, but not to make it a point. I love this man, but it's time to move on, and yes, guys, I will throw away the underwear. Burn it. And P.S. for David, yes, David, I do think you're really pretty, and yes, I may want to eat your hairy hole as well. Sorry. This is great. I am a little more on his side, but I do think you need to not go to that play. You just need to let laying dogs lie.
Let
Don't
that
go to
man
that play.
go.
Because I know secretly your hope, because you're a glutton for punishment, is you're going to go to the play, you're going to send flowers to his dressing room, he's going to realize he loves you, and then he's going to come back into your life. Don't do it. Leave that man alone. It's over. Unless it's a play you just really, really want to see, and even then I would just kind of skip it.
Mhm. I mean, you can go to the play if you really want to support him, but you don't gotta give him flowers. Like I
The
think
flowers
that
to the
might be
dressing
a
room, I think, is
little.
that extra step. That's
That's
definitely
yeah,
like, hey, just letting you know I'm here.
yeah.
Friends
Like
that don't talk to each other and never see each other.
it's not friends.
We have a word for things like that.
Yeah,
Those are called strangers.
yeah. Strangers. This person also seems like a hopeless romantic,
Very that.
and in the sense of like they're just always hoping. Like this person clearly doesn't want you, because even when they had the opportunity to be with you, they didn't, and it seems like they only really even engaged in like a secret drunken way. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as
But it's also like
even.
he understands it too because he loves him but knows that he's not good for him, but then he keeps on going back to it. So it really
Yeah.
is, it just goes back to that glutton for punishment thing. It's like the hopeless romantic who just loves constantly getting stabbed in the heart.
Mhm.
And I
You
guess
gotta let it go.
part of that chase can be kind of like thrilling and kind of, enthralling and feel kind of good, but ultimately I think you're setting yourself up for failure with this.
Mhm. And I think chasing is fun when there's an end line in sight. So
Yeah,
like,
to a
this
point.
is how long it will go. Once I get it, once I capture the mouse, I have the mouse. But if you're
Yeah,
never gonna capture the mouse, you need to like move on to something
exactly.
else because like
Hmm.
you're just wasting your time. And I get that this person loves to like kind of be in that cycle of like punishing themselves, but like you deserve better, really.
Yeah,
Like you
girl.
deserve better than that. And
Yeah.
you're gonna find someone who you might have to chase a little bit, but then they might actually stop and let you catch them or yada
Hmm.
yada. Like so.
I'm glad that they clarified that the relationship was already over and they had mourned it, because initially me and David were like, "Girl, you're worried about the wrong shit. Why are you so worried about this underwear? You need to be worried about the fact that you and your friend are on a falling out." Now that I get the rest of the context, I'm like, "Okay, cool. We're past that point already. Thank you for mourning it." That, because that truly was my biggest thing last month. I was like, "Why are we so hung up on this underwear? You need to
Mhm,
figure out what to do with your friendship." But after
mhm.
reading all this, getting the context, I think it's probably for the best.
I think it's also interesting too, and I think a lot of gay men do this where it's like I don't know if it classifies as friendship if one person sees you as a friend and you're looking to get more out of it. Like that
Yeah.
feels like you're not communicating something clearly, or you're like maybe a little delusional and like the idea that like this is gonna turn into more. And I find it hard to even want to call that a friendship. So like
Oh,
even
yeah.
talking to each other when it's like I have this ulterior motive but then you don't have the same motive. You wanna be friends, I wanna be lovers, but now we're both strangers, and, like, it doesn't seem like you were ever on
Yeah.
the same
I
page.
also people love just throwing the word friend around. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you are just like fully acquaintances, and when you want
Mhm.
something, the other one doesn't. Unless you're like have a genuinely established friendship, and then like one of you was like, "Oh, I actually have feelings for you." But all the same, that's something y'all gotta talk about. You can't just sit and hope and wait. You
Yeah,
know.
no wishing, hoping, and praying around here.
Uh,
Let it go.
let's say if the world was run on wishes and dreams.
Yeah. No, I think this person should I mean, it seems like they already walked away
Yeah.
onto David now, it sounds.
Well, let's see how much is that flight from North Carolina to Chicago to come see David dance at at Fantasy.
Raleigh is nice, and it is small, so I could imagine maybe you don't have a lot to choose from,
That
but
was our other thing last month. We
mhm,
were like, is like surely there have to be other gay people unless you're like out in truly the boonies. But Raleigh's like the capital of North Carolina. That's a city, right? There's got to be a couple gay people there.
it is, but like in my head, like I'm like, I've never heard of like this is the first person I've known
Yeah, I
a
mean,
gay person from
who
Raleigh.
knows?
Um,
A
I
thriving gay scene in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I went to Raleigh a few years ago, and it didn't seem like the most LGBTQ plus place. So
Yeah,
I could imagine there's just like not a lot to choose from, or like maybe you're selective. Maybe you set your
maybe.
sights on one person and you're like, that's my person when I don't
I
know,
guess.
maybe
And you
people
know
are in the
what?
closet
Shout out to the small town gays because y'all matter too. A lot of times people are like, just move to the city. But city life doesn't agree with everybody. And I don't ever want to shame nobody for like wanting to stay, especially if it's like a town they grew up in or if it's just a town
Mhm.
they play. They have a life there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know for me, like I'm from Milwaukee, which is not a small town, but
Yeah.
I
And
like to
Milwaukee's
compare
on
it
the
to
come up. Milwaukee's like getting better
yeah,
and better, I
it's
feel like.
growing, it's growing. But like the one thing that I always like to tell people is in Chicago, you can throw a rock and hit a gay person,
Oh yeah,
probably.
100%.
Like in any direction, you might find someone. In
Hmm.
Milwaukee, like even like looking at like the grinder gear, for instance, it's like Chicago is like this person's 72 feet away, then 800 feet away. Milwaukee is like this person's 4 miles away, this person's 6 miles away, this person like that is a normal
Yeah.
grid. So I
Until
could
everybody's
imagine
down at Dick's and
yeah,
Lacage.
until everyone is at Dick's and Lacage, that's it. But, like, when I lived in Wauwatosa, Like there was no one around me. So I could imagine maybe Raleigh is similar.
Yeah,
So maybe that
probably.
person was just close to them on the grid and
Hmm.
that's how they sparked their friendship,
Well,
quote
it's time,
unquote friendship. And yeah, let it
it's time
go.
for a reset. Raleigh's not too far from Georgia. Maybe you just need like to get a little weekend in Atlanta and just pop some puss for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean I Atlanta is the place to go. So go
Okay.
be safe.
Yeah, be safe. We're going to move on to our next question. Also, thank you for the update. Good reminder that for everybody, if you submit a question, if you hear us talk about it, submit an update. Let us know what we got wrong. Give us more context. Let us know if things have changed since the situation happened. I love getting updates. I really, it's great. It's good feedback. I like getting it. Our next question today is from Dump Him. It's a general advice question, and they write, I've been feeling less attractive, successful, and I'm not sure why because I'm making steps toward what I want and I've been hitting the gym. The gays just stopped trying to get at me, and I usually try not to internalize it, but lately I've been feeling like, damn, what's wrong with me?
Mhm.
This is a pretty common problem, I feel like,
Yeah.
especially among gays. My question here, I've been feeling less attractive and successful. Okay, those are two separate things. But I'm making steps toward what I want and I've been hitting the gym. Okay, so we have two things that are seemingly in opposition to each other. Because if you're making
Yeah.
steps toward what you want to be doing and you're hitting the gym to feel more attractive, realistically, you should be feeling more attractive and feeling more
Mhm.
successful if you're working toward these things. But this is where it gets a little muddy for me. The gays stop trying to get at me, and I try not to internalize it, but they're internalizing it. And I
Yeah.
think the biggest problem here is if our metric for success, if our metric for attractiveness is whether or not gay men want you, I feel like we kind of have to we got to learn and work primarily with a therapist. This is like a problem that
Yeah.
truly the two of us cannot solve. Get a
This is
therapist.
clinical.
This is clinical, yeah. But it's time to we got to reframe our value system because if our value
Mhm.
system is are the gays getting at me, it's,
Mhm.
we're we're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're not on the right path. I also want to say too, I feel like just to clarify to people listening, I don't like when people like attribute attractiveness to gym going,
Exactly, right?
because they're not correlated. I think you could be
They're not.
attractive and not go to the gym.
I know
I
so
think
many
some of
people
the
who go to the gym and are chopped.
yeah, they're not great. I mean, sometimes people go to the gym because they're like, all I got is my body. Like that's
Uh-huh.
who I
Uh-huh.
am. So like I think like let's like take that out of the narrative because personally, I think you should be going to the gym for yourself, like whether
Yeah, go to
health
the gym to be
goes
fit.
or yeah, go to the gym because you want to be fit, go to the gym because you need the dopamine
Mm-hmm.
that you get or whatever. I think it's dopamine. Whatever
Yeah, the
drug is like
endorphins,
the
all that like good
endorphins.
stuff.
Like go because you want to and it makes you feel good. Don't go because you feel like more people will hit on you the more you go to the gym. Like that was like a
Yeah.
weird
Because
like
the truth is, when you're going specifically to get quote unquote more attractive, right? Because you're seeking validation from primarily a certain subsect of gay, whether it be like circuit gays or whether you're into twinks or whatever like your type is. If you're trying to like get muscly and get in the gym for that, it's gonna be inauthentic. And those other people, not all of them, because I know quite a few nice circuit gays. I know some nice twinks, but there can be a tendency to only be into them for that reason. So it's like if you're just trying to get muscles to get at the muscle gaze, and I don't know. It's fraught with issues. I feel.
Mhm. I mean, then also I think something to be said is that those gays are also single and also looking for the next thing, and they're also seeking better or more and all these things.
It is kind of
Um,
like the gay dating pool is the worst Ouroboros. It is like the snake eating its own tail because
mhm,
the gays are trying to get more fit to get the other muscle gays who are trying to get more
yeah,
fit to get the other muscle gays, and then even with
yeah,
the bears don't like this, but then the other people like this, and so if you're not hairy
yeah,
enough for the bears are eating their own tail, and then the
mhm,
twinks, if you're not twinky enough, if you don't have washboard abs, your hips don't stick out,
yeah.
unattainable, all of
Yeah,
it.
I think the gay experience is constantly chasing after someone who's chasing after someone who's chasing after someone who's chasing after someone, and so on, so on, so on. And really, I think like it starts with yourself. Like if you just like, damn, I look good today. I'm working hard towards my goals. I'm going to the gym every day. That confidence is sexy, and you
Yeah.
will be more attractive to other people who see that. Like, damn, like that person knows how to hold themselves, regardless of how they look or how much they weigh or how fit they are. It's like confidence is truly the thing that like
Okay.
is sexy to me. At least
Exactly.
that's what I feel.
I also think there's like so much value, at least here, put into like it doesn't say necessarily that they're looking for a relationship or like a lot of it here is set towards like wanting people to find them attractive. And I feel like maybe if we shift our values a bit more and like fill our cup emotionally in other ways, whether that be like through your friendships, through your hobbies, through whether that is working out, like if you're working out and you just do, like we said, get those endorphins from that, like let's work on filling our cup in ways that aren't how many taps I got on Grinder today. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think like that's number one. Like go to a dinner with your friends, start a new hobby, read a new book, go to the library. The library is a great resource. You can get tons of shit there. Yeah, we need to find new things to do. And I get it. Summer's coming up. The girls are really pounding the pavement, trying to get the summer
Yeah.
bodies ready. They're trying to get their new Speedos, And I support all that, Get it, have fun, but don't let it derail your life, girl. Do
Mhm.
not. You simply cannot.
Mhm. And, like, truthfully, like, I would love to hear about the other goals that they're
That's what
making
I'm saying. I want to
steps
know what the
towards.
goals
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Like,
Is
let's
it
talk
work
about those.
stuff?
Yeah.
Are they
Like,
starting a business? Like,
mhm.
and because if they're working toward all these goals, right? And they're like making steps toward it, but they're not feeling successful, like we could advise with that.
Yeah.
This is kind of the stuff that I'm more curious about. Yeah.
But nothing is wrong with you. Dump him. And maybe you should dump the person that's in your head telling you that something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're great and you just need to have more confidence in yourself.
Yeah. Because why are we working out to get at the muscle gaze, and the muscle gaze are working out to get at the roided out gaze, and the roided out gaze secretly want the twinks, then the twinks,
Yeah.
well, it's just too much. It's too much. I can't do it.
It's like one of those things too, and me and my therapist talked about this a while ago, but just because you go to the gym every day doesn't make you healthy. like
Oh, that part
mm,
too. Yeah.
like you are some people, honestly, I think most, not most, but like a lot of people who go to the gym, specifically gay men who are like, again, like only aesthetic space, are kind of like mentally not healthy. They're not doing well up there. They need a therapist or like something clinical to help them really like unpack the things that are the reasons why they're, hitting hard in the gym and running from things that they don't want to face and all these things. So I
Mhm.
also don't want to like get that confused, or like people who go to the gym every day are not necessarily
Yeah, the
more
gym
healthy.
does not a
Yeah.
healthy person make. It's like, and this is something I'm constantly working at. It's like, it's also included your diet. It's also, you have to work out endurance stuff. You have to work out cardio. You have to like have a healthy balance of kind of all these things,
Yeah.
because there's people who are lifting, 150 pounds at the gym, but then you ask them to touch the middle of their back. Can't do it.
Mhm.
You ask
Yeah.
them to run a mile. Can't do
Can't do
it.
it.
You
Yeah.
ask them to touch their toe. Like there's like all this other stuff. And not saying you have to touch your toes to be healthy, but like, just focusing solely on the aesthetics part of it. Uh, sure, it looks nice, and sure, it'll get you that validation. Why not? Yeah. But it does not certainly make you healthy.
Mhm.
And then
Exactly.
there's the opposite side. Eating human kibble should not, like if you're like maximizing peak healthiness in terms of your food, and you're eating literally kibble for dinner every day with just like ground meat and broccoli and stuff, we can add some flavors to things,
Yeah. We're
please.
not in a good place. We're
We
not in a good place.
deserve flavors, we deserve seasonings, we
Mhm.
deserve to enjoy a meal and not have it just look like food that goes in a pig's trough. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because they're also not even enjoying food at that point. They're just eating to have such was the word, sustenance. Um, which can't be fun either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I'd be unhappy that way
I
too.
can't imagine. I tried meal prepping once. Not once. I've meal prepped like quite a bit actually. But I will always try to vary the flavors
Yeah.
like between three different things. You know what I mean? Whether like one of them is like a coconut chicken and the other one is like you gotta vary flavors. Variety is the spice of life, people. We cannot lose it in chase of gains.
Hmm.
It's not
Yeah, I
worth
get
it.
bored. I get bored. I need some differences. So
Yeah, come on now. Even if we're swapping the type of greens we use, right? If we're doing spinach one week, kale the next. We just gotta do something.
mhm.
Anywho, let's move on to our next one. And this one is from Jacob. It's a sex and love question. And they write, "Hey guys, I've been with my boyfriend for like 2 months now, and we have a recurring issue during sex. Whenever I'm giving him a blowjob or right after I finish, he refuses to kiss me. If I lean in, he'll literally pull away or turn his head. When I asked him about it, he told me he finds it disgusting to kiss me when his dick has been in my mouth or if there's cum involved. It makes me feel really gross and rejected. It feels like I'm good enough to pleasure him, but then suddenly I'm too dirty to be kissed. It's starting to make me not want to do it at all. Am I being too sensitive or is this a valid reason to be upset?" You want to start with this one?
Yes. I think you're being sensitive. And maybe it's unpopular. I don't know.
Oh my god, we have such wildly different takes on this.
Only because I guess this is how I'm thinking about it. I think sometimes we get caught up in like what we want or like what, like we're not listening to what our partner is telling
Mhm.
us. And I think it's like kind of like a huge jump in logic of he does want to kiss me after this specific thing happens, which means that he thinks I'm gross or it makes me feel rejected. And I just feel like that's like a huge jump. Perhaps there's like some middle ground. I don't really know. Like maybe are you kissing before the blowjob?
I
It
would hope
sounds like you
so.
are. So I think you just need to. I feel like it's conversation that you need to have with your boyfriend to come to a conclusion that one doesn't make you feel gross or rejected, but also if he just is not into that specific thing, I think that also is okay as well. So
I
that's
think
kind
he
of
needs to
my
get
my
over
take.
it.
Yeah.
I think the boyfriend needs to get over it. I think it's so stupid. Because if anything, it's him talking about like how he thinks his own dick is disgusting. Because what do you
Yeah.
mean
Yeah. Yeah.
you sucked my dick and now you don't want to kiss me? What like that thing is attached to you. Get
Mhm.
over
It's
it. We're
yours.
gay. We put our tongues in buttholes. Like you need to get. He simply needs to get over it. I will agree. I do think it is kind of a jump in logic to go from he doesn't want to kiss me after I suck his dick to I'm too dirty to be kissed. Because if anything, he's saying his own dick is too dirty to be kissed.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
get having like an aversion to cum. Like not cum can taste kind of nasty. It can taste fine. It can taste very like natural and just a little salty. To like it can taste like just straight up garbage. So
Mhm.
I also don't think he would really taste it unless it's all over your lips. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
I think it's quite frankly a little childish for him
It is. It is a little
to be this
childish for
caught up
sure.
on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also think like in a way, I think he is being this person, Jacob, is being sensitive to the idea that like I don't know, in my head it doesn't really deter the fun. It doesn't like honestly like if you and maybe we just don't know the order of operations here. Like
Maybe not.
once your boyfriend comes, did you come? Do you
Yeah.
need to kiss to come? Like is that like what you're wanting to get you there too? Did you guys do it together and now you want to like still like,
This is
the
proof.
cool down period to make out a little bit? Like I think we do need that context, but like if I'm just reading this simply just what they wrote, I'm like, I don't know. In my opinion, it doesn't feel like that big of a deal, if that makes sense. So like,
It
I
feels like a
can I can see both
non-issue.
sides.
I think
A
it feels kind of
non-issue.
like it's like a non-issue, but I do think it's a
Mhm.
non-issue that the boyfriend just needs to get over. It feels like there really is like a whole world out there, and some people just aren't real eaters when it comes to this.
Yeah,
And
that's
like, if
fair.
he's that afraid of just like a little dick on his mouth,
Mhm.
maybe we just need to look at being. You're only 2 months in,
Yeah,
girl. I say just leave him.
yeah. I
I
mean,
say leave
you're
him.
right.
I
Yeah,
think it's a non-issue, but I think it's an issue that would annoy me. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
I agree with
if I
that.
have
Yeah.
to walk on eggshells every time we have sex and be like, oh my god, does he think it's nasty if I kiss him after this? Like,
Mhm.
no. If I have my tongue in your butt, like why are we caught up on the intricacies of this? Like just do the kissing. It's not a
Yeah.
big
Or like,
deal. Sex
or again, like
is
somewhere in the middle. Like maybe okay, you don't like all the fluids and stuff. Let's just peck on the lips or something. I don't know.
Because
Like
it's not
maybe there
even
is
like
somewhere.
it's
Yeah.
not like they're doing anything super crazy. It's a
Yeah.
blowjob. It's not like he's
Yeah.
like asking him to drink his piss and then kiss him. You know what I mean? It's
True. Yeah,
just a
you're right.
blowjob. I think he needs to get over it. This feels extremely childish to me.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that sentiment too. Where it's like it's not really a big deal. Like
Because
just
it's not,
kissing
I
the boy.
can't even be like, oh, he's not a freak because this isn't something freaky. This is
Yeah.
like a very normal part of sex. Like what?
Yeah. This is very vanilla. What
Yeah.
we're talking about.
I mean, yeah, this would have me running in the opposite direction.
You'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pack my stuff.
Yeah, it's been real, it's
Yeah.
been a lovely 2 months.
I'll
I
get
need
someone who
somebody.
kisses me after.
Yeah, and it's like not even about like needing someone who will kiss you after it. I think it's more so like speaking to like the openness to sex, the openness to sharing your body with someone, the openness to like just being vulnerable like that. To
Mhm.
me, it like speaks to like a bunch of other things, right? Because if he's this closed off when it comes to sex, like what else is he closed off to in terms of other parts of the relationship, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and I think also the second what I said earlier, like for Jacob, the person who wrote this, I think there is a certain sense of like understanding or like compromise that should be had for Jacob, but also to your point, the boyfriend should also meet him somewhere too. Like
Yeah.
just kiss him. Like it's fine. It's not he's not asking you to, like you said, drink your piss or
Yeah,
shit on your chest or something
I'm
like that. It's like
radicalizing
something
myself
very
through this question, and I think you just
yeah.
need to leave him. I'm like 2 months. It's only 2 months. You just gotta go. Leave the man. Find someone who wants to have actual sex with you and not isn't caught up on the fact that they might taste their own dick on your mouth because
Mhm.
it's attached to their body. Again,
Yeah. Mhm.
this
Change
is a
your
part of
diet,
their body.
boyfriend. Change
Yeah,
your diet
right.
if you
Maybe we
really
incorporate some more pineapple if it's that big of an
yeah,
issue.
something a little better, like
Yeah,
pineapple. I think if you eat sweet stuff, like that'll help. Like
let's
less
take a
cigarettes if
shower
you smoke
before.
cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's clean the dick before we get into it, and then maybe you might not notice it. Yeah, this is just is like it's a non-issue, but it's one of those things that it's about the principle of the thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Maybe the boyfriend sucks Jacob's dick too, and then you both have dick on your mouth, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's my question. Like, so is the boyfriend sucking your dick? Are you kissing him afterwards? Or is it kind of like does he also feel nasty about that?
That is true. Like maybe is it just his dick? That is funny. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting
He
to
needs
know.
well, he needs to find a sex therapist or he needs to read a book
Yeah.
about like sexual liberation. He needs to figure
Mhm.
out something because something about whether it's like his upbringing or just his views on sex, something there's like a disconnect that is like keeping him so closed
Mhm.
off. And I think that's kind of
Yeah.
the main problem here.
And like I will say, like when I've hooked up with guys who like didn't want to kiss, period, for me it just felt like so unpersonal.
Yeah,
Like in general, like it just didn't feel like I don't know. I need the like bells and whistles
yeah.
to
No,
get
I
me
can get
going.
it.
So like
If you're with
mhm,
Rough Trade and Rough Trade doesn't want to kiss
yeah,
because he's straight, I can get with that.
yeah.
That's a
But I need
different
that.
thing entirely.
Yeah,
That is a different thing entirely. We're there for one specific thing and one specific thing only. I don't need to kiss you. I don't need to know you. But this is
yeah.
your boyfriend. This is
Mhm.
different. That
And
man
I
should be
will say
kissing
the
you.
like the literal pull away and turning his head is kind of rude. But,
Crazy. That would completely take me out of it.
yeah, I'll be turned off by that too, for
Yeah.
sure.
See, we're radicalizing throughout this question. We started at I don't know, and now I'm like, you need to leave this man. You actually need to run the opposite direction.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jacob Run, dump him.
Run. Yeah. Dump. Hit.
I will say I would love an update from Jacob. Jacob, if you listening, I want some more context, and then I want to know what the conversation looks like too, of
Yeah.
like actually talking to your boyfriend about this,
You know
or
what?
is it just a feeling? Is it just a feeling
Go
that
back
you're
about five
having? Yeah.
minutes. Play this. Play everything we're saying. He needs people to realize. He needs people to tell him that this shit is crazy. You know what I mean? Let us do the talking for you. Say, hey, listen, I went to the professionals. I got some help.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
They say, uh, you listen. You
Stop
need
being a
to be a
little
freak.
bitch.
I can't even say you need to be a freak because he's not being a freak. He's just like, oh god,
Mhm.
these are the people that are like only fucking a missionary. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah. Do
This
better,
is crazy.
boyfriend.
Like, is he a Mormon? Are we like soaking? Like, do y'all fuck with a sheet? with a hole cut out. I need to know.
Yeah, we need to know more, Jacob. We need more.
Anyway, just don't internalize it. You're not disgusting.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by being too sensitive. Like you're not
Yeah, no,
disgusting.
this
You're
is fully a
thinking
problem
things
with
about
him.
yourself.
Yeah, this is a problem with him. I would not take that as a value judgment on yourself. There's plenty of people who will suck and fuck and slurp and kiss and do all the things while doing all of the other things, okay?
Yeah. In whatever order you want them to
In
do.
whatever order, in concurrent,
Yeah.
with multiple people.
Yeah.
Hey, you can
At the
have
same
someone.
time.
Yeah, you know? There's a whole world out there. Do not let this man derail your sex life. Don't. All right, we have time for one more question, I believe. So we're going to go. This one is Genuine Top from Socal. It's a sex and love question. Hey guys, big fan of the pod. I have a sex related question and I hope I'm not speaking out of line. I've been with my partner for a while now and we both live at home still. So we only get to have full on sexual intercourse when we go on trips or if we're home alone. The past couple times we've been able to have sex, he has painted me. It's been a pretty consistent streak, no pun intended. I understand I should be able to just ask him to prepare more, but I wanted any advice on how y'all would go about this. I'm grown and I get shit happens, but it's getting to a point where it's preventing me from enjoying the experience. Thank you for your wise wisdom. Listen, if you playing with the pigs, you better get ready for the mud. And that's kind of it. Like, I mean, it depends. Like, are there full chunks in this? And I know this is nasty, but like, are there chunks in it? Is it just a little paint? Is it a little streak? How it depends on it. Because if it's like a little bit, you could just be like, all right, let's hop in the shower. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, be a real top about it. Just say we're just gonna keep going. It's fine. Now, realistically, gay sex needs to be with a little more preparation. Okay, I think a lot of people are like, but it's not sexy. I need that spontaneity. We're gay men. We need a bit of preparation. We need, especially if you know you're going on a trip. If you know you might have some time home alone, just prep a bit. And I'm not saying starve yourself all day because I think that is also a crazy extreme. Whether that's taking an Imodium and cleaning out, whether that's just incorporating more fiber into your diet, get you a Metamucil, get you a psyllium husk, get you some chia seeds, a bidet. A bidet will change your life. I'm not playing with you. There are so many things you could do to minimize this kind of stuff. Like a tablespoon of chia seeds a day. Add to water, add to some yogurt, figure it out. You know, there's all types of stuff. You could do this together because everyone can probably improve their fiber, their gut biome. You know what I mean? This is not just for bottoms. This is for everybody. You know, a good gut is a healthy gut. You will notice how more productive your bowel movements are when you start fixing your fiber. I get off that toilet, I feel empty, clean as a whistle. I feel gorgeous. Okay. I started also adding chlorophyll to my water. I do that. It's a pretty good detox, especially for someone who goes to the gym and like has a high protein intake. This is a bit personal, but when you have a lot of protein, you fart a lot. Okay. But when you also have chlorophyll in your diet, it's a natural detox. And so you still fart, but a lot of that smell is gone. And so it's like super good if you got a high protein diet. There are things to remedy this. I don't think this is like not a super non-issue. This is like obviously something that's affecting you, but I do think this is a pretty easy fix. It's just, hey babe, can you prepare more?
Yeah. I mean, also, like, I think for the genuine top, I think having the grace that your partner is doing prep that you're not doing.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's probably embarrassed about it too. I'm sure he's not just like, oh no, I should again. Like, I'm sure he feels some type of way about it and just probably isn't like coming to you with it because it does feel a little bit embarrassing to do it.
And also something that I'm also reading into is, and maybe I'm wondering if this is why they provided this context of they both live at home.
It might be harder
They
to
only
douche.
get to go on trips. Like it might be harder to douche, and also it seems like it might be more spontaneous than they want it to be. So I think what you said earlier about like if it is spontaneous, if you want to fuck, you might like that might happen, and that's like you put a dick and an ass, and unfortunately asses have shit. So like
It's kind of like
that
one of
doesn't
those
matter.
things. If the triangle is, we can either have spontaneous sex, clean sex, or I don't know, let's say like a hot sex, right? You can choose two out of the three, right? And if
Yeah.
taking out the spontaneity means that it's less hot, but you are clean, then that
Mhm.
just might have to be it. But
Yeah,
if
that
you want
might
it to be
be.
spontaneous, you have to be okay with the fact that some shit might happen.
Mhm.
Okay?
And then also, like, truthfully, like, maybe part of the, the prep for sex. Oh, we got the house alone. Come over. Okay, get ready. Like maybe add that into your routine of when you guys are gonna get ready to
Yeah.
have sex. Like,
Just be
let's
a
take a
little more
shower
open about it.
together. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like let's like. I think. I mean, this person's asking how to approach the conversation, and I think it's funny because they put they're grown afterward, and I think that is your
Listen,
answer. Like, you're
a
grown.
genuine top
Yeah,
would just say, baby, let's hop in the shower and keep it kicking.
yeah.
You know what I
Let's
mean?
keep it kicking. Um, but then also, like, just have the conversation and, like, be nice, be kind, be gracious, and I think be honest. And I think your partner is gonna, I mean, and again, like you said, they're probably already embarrassed. So it's probably not something
Yeah.
they're
Don't
not
try
thinking
to like
about.
shame them about it. Like it's
Yeah.
on their mind. I think it's just something you just have to kind of lead with love.
Yeah. Lead with love, be just be kind. I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Hmm.
Whenever it's happened, and we've all been painted or have painted before, like it happens. And I think when it has happened to me, and it's probably a little weirder, and I'll guess be a little more personal too, where like I think depending on the relationship that you have with the person, I think it may be more easy to move past or less
Hmm.
easy to move past. And I think specifically because you're in a relationship with this person, it should be like easy, like you said,
Yeah.
like let's shower, move on, let's start over, like
Hmm.
take two,
Yeah. Take
and
two.
that's okay. That's okay.
I want better for y'all. You know,
Yeah,
this is an easy fix. I truly do believe that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Start sneaking fiber in his diet if he doesn't want to. Put a
Listen,
little,
chia seed pudding. You can make it. You
yeah.
make it the night before, and that's like a good bit of fiber. It's very chia seeds are like truly like a superfood. They're so great for you. You just add
Mhm.
that to your stuff, man.
And they have like other stuff like Pure for Men, and I don't know how well
Pure
that
ferment
works,
is
but like
it works well, but it is so pricey when you could just get
yeah.
like a
Mhm.
regular psyllium husk instead of like the branded version.
Mhm.
Like you get
What
this
is
shit
the
from
orange?
Costco.
What if
The
the orange
Metamucil,
stuff that people
that's
drink?
the
Yeah,
yeah, that
Metamucil.
one, which has some of its like own problems, I believe. But I use the Costco brand. I feel fine. So
Mhm.
I don't know, there's tons of stuff you could do. All right, we have time for one more. I lied. This last one is from Sharing is Caring. It's a sex and love question. And they write, I had a sublet for a month while I was out of town. And when I came back, I noticed my bag of sex toys under my bed had been opened. What do you do if you think someone who was living in your room was using your fleshlight? Boil it,
Throw it
first off.
out.
Let's
I
clean
would
it.
throw it out.
Let's. I don't think if sex toys are expensive. I think you can
They
give it a
are
good.
expensive,
You can
yeah.
give it a good hearty boil to clean it off. I think you're fine. My second question is, how do we know that they were using them? Is it a clear bag? Maybe they were just
Yeah.
looking for like something under the bed or storage or something. Like if it's like a black bag of stuff, I could see maybe them opening and be like, oh no, put it back under.
Mhm.
Now,
That's
if it's
true.
a
Like they
clear bag and we can see the fleshlight, we can see the lube and the cock rings and all the other stuff, then maybe we've got a little more of like, oh, maybe he was using it,
and maybe that was hot to that person and
and maybe
you left him out. So
yeah, you had a sublet. You should have prepped for this, honestly. And I'm
yeah.
not. That's not to be like, I'm a hindsight 2020. You probably just forgot about it. But yeah, if I know that I'm subletting the apartment, I'm hiding the valuables, and in this case, the
Yeah.
valuables are the sex
It's
toys.
like precious cargo. You can't just leave that for a
Okay.
month. Like you were gone for a
Yeah,
month and
a
you just
month.
left them under your bed.
Mm-mm.
Someone they could do whatever they wanted with those.
Exactly.
For me, I was joking when I say throw it out, but like for I would probably have a hard time not like I don't know. I even wouldn't want to go through the process of cleaning whatever.
Just
Maybe it's
boil
a
that water,
dildo.
girl.
Yeah,
Boil that
like just
water. Boil it, leave it in there for a little bit, dishwash it if it's dishwasher safe.
clean it
Um,
twice.
yeah,
Clean it
double
twice.
clean it. Yeah, double clean it. Get a
Yeah.
toy cleaner, use that on it. And then, you
Mhm,
take like the cornstarch, you like tap it so it's not sticky. I
mhm,
know the sex toy cleaning process is a lengthy one, but it is
mhm.
important. And if this is for anyone, if you have a sex toy, you should be cleaning it.
Yeah.
If that thing just sits there festering, it's time
Mhm.
to clean it. Go to the sex
I
store.
never
They sell cleaners.
I'll never forget. I like went to my friend's house once for dinner. I was like, "Oh, not you bowling dick for dinner," like 'cause it was just.
But it's good. You have to
Yeah, I
clean
was
about.
like,
You got to figure
"Props to
out
you." She's
dildos
like,
and
"That's how you know I'm."
fleshlights.
She's like, "That's how you know I'm comfortable with you." I'm like, "Great. I'm glad. I'm
Yeah.
glad we're on that level."
Listen, when shit's
I
gotta
could
get
just,
clean, shit's gotta get clean. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it makes sense. Yeah, just clean it. Sharing is
Yeah.
caring.
It
Just clean it.
unless they're super close with this sublet. If this sublet's a close friend, I would just straight up ask, "Hey, so I noticed my bag of sex toys was open when I got back." You know what I mean? Do you care to say anything about that?
I text them. Did you fucking use my dildo?
Yeah, yeah. Like if y'all are close, I would just straight up ask them. But if this is like a sublet from a stranger, yeah, maybe I would still
Yeah,
ask. Be confrontational. Be okay with
yeah.
confrontation.
I like some confrontation.
You know
Honestly,
what I
all the
mean?
stories that we read today maybe just need a little confrontation, and I think
Yeah, because
be fine.
confrontation doesn't have to be a battle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It can just be, you could be firm and you can be assertive, but you
Mhm.
don't have to escalate a situation to straight up yelling.
One thing I always like to say is that like conflict is inevitable. It can be good or bad, and it's just how you approach it. So
Exactly.
people have conflict. You're always gonna disagree with someone. Maybe it's your boyfriend who doesn't want to suck your dick after you, or doesn't want to kiss you after they suck your dick, or maybe you get painted here and there. Like things happen, shit happens,
Hmm.
literally,
Hmm.
and how are you gonna address it to fix the problem is
Yeah.
really like, mhm.
Yeah, that's it. That was great. That was a quick one. That's just it. I was like, we have time to fit this one. Short, quick, easy.
I like that one.
Yeah, we're going to take another quick break and we'll be back with our final segment, Nasty Plot, the segment where we give advice to someone who didn't ask for it but damn well needs it. We're back from our break and it is time for Nasty Plot, the segment of the show where we give advice to someone who didn't ask for it but damn well needs it. And today, I'm giving advice to myself. This is something I need to break out of myself, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk to you about this because you also have a podcast and you probably also noticed this exact same thing. And what I'm talking about is the podcast to reels Ouroboros of it all. I saw a comedian talk about this the other day and I was like, oh my God, I've never heard someone kind of talk about this. We have the podcast. To get people to follow the page, we have to make the reels for the podcast. As much as I would love to be an audio only medium and let y'all just live off my smooth jazz radio voice, that is not the case. I need to have a video component because we got to make reels. I got to have the video version for the YouTube and stuff like that. But here's how it works. Podcast, I got to grow the page. I make the reels. The reels get people to follow, but then the people just watch the reels and
Yeah,
and people are watching the podcast. Obviously, y'all are here. But there is also like a kind of like a subset of people who are like, "Oh my god, I love your podcast." Only see the reels. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And this is something truly advice for myself that I just need to break out of like that kind of mindset because, like I said, it is just a group of people. It's not everybody because there I see the numbers. Y'all are watching the show, um, and I love y'all. So truly, this is just for me. I just need to like break out of worrying about them because like the people who like the reels and follow and like are actually interested will be here right now.
Mhm.
And that's the important part, not the people who just watch the reels, which also watching the reels is great. Follow the account, watch the reels, repost, share, like all that stuff. Love all that. And it's just mostly me
Mhm.
in my head just like getting worked up over it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I mean, having a podcast is humble. Like you get humbled really quick of like the numbers and the all the things. Um, for me as a podcaster and also just as a person who like posts other type of content too, plus my podcast, I've done this thing recently that I really enjoyed of like post it and forget it. Like that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
been my like post it. I'm not looking at who comments, how many likes. I'm posting it because I want to get it out there. And I think that's kind of like freeing in a sense because you're like free from the shackles of like comparing the numbers of like, okay, well, like even for me, like I'm like, okay, well, if this many people view the YouTube video and this many people view the Spotify, and this many people view the Apple Music, what am I doing that people aren't getting to the Apple Music, but they're getting to Spotify? But
Yeah. Why is the
like it's
click
like
through
so
not
many,
there? And
yeah.
then, yeah, it's a
And
whole
I
thing.
like edit things like for instance, like at the end of my reels, I've recently and I saw another podcast does this, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should add that where I'm like, okay, I need to find a way easy way for people to get to my podcast without having to look that hard. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, let me put a QR code at the end of my reel. Therefore, if they really want to look at it, they can. Obviously, a lot of people are watching reels on their phone. Therefore, it is, unless they screen grab the QR code and
Yeah,
actually
because you can
go look for
screenshot
it.
it and then
Yeah.
you got to go to the
Mhm.
photos. You got to get the QR from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could do that. And that's like something that, I mean, it takes steps. There's no really easy, like, okay, you watch my reel. Now I'm taking you to the podcast. Like, I wish that was so easy.
Right.
But, like, also, it's just like, I think the freeing idea of like I'm posting this, like that's been my goal this year. Like, why am I posting things? And
Mm-hmm.
actually, like for me, this is something that's new. I have a podcast producer this year. Shout out to Eli. And it's been really nice because he's doing all the posting, so I didn't have
Yeah.
to worry about that
So it's
part. So
like
I'm
fully
not,
kind of off.
I'm not in the cycle. Yeah,
That's
I'm
cool.
like,
I think for me,
hey.
the way I'm breaking out of it is I'm actually diversifying the reels that I make. I used to only just post reels of clips of the podcast. Recently, I've been posting other types of reels. I did a whole bunch of things where my friend wanted me to edit his skincare video, where I'm working on some that are like bar related. I'm working on a couple that are like lore videos. I'm just like, okay, if people are watching the reels, then I'll just make more reels for people to watch.
Yeah.
And that's like how I'm divorcing myself. It's like, okay, so some people are here for the reels, some people are here for the podcast, some people are here for both. I should cater to both audiences.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm breaking out of it for me.
Mhm.
I said, let
Yeah.
me give myself more work, you know?
Let
But
me do a
hey,
little
I'm
bit
having
more.
fun with it. I'm having fun with it. Because I'm like, I've kind of divorced myself off TikTok. I think maybe with TikTok, I might just post and forget it.
Yeah.
I just don't
TikTok
care
is
to
a good
like,
place to post and forget.
yeah, I might just
Actually,
have to leave it
TikTok,
there.
me and my therapist was talking about this because she's such a fan of like post your podcast. Why aren't you sharing? Why aren't you telling people about it? I'm like, oh my gosh, like I it's like a full-time job to do that. But I remember telling her like I think TikTok is nice because Instagram, you have followers. Most of the time, the people who you follow are gonna see the things that you post.
Mhm.
But TikTok is nice because most of the time I don't even look at my friends tab on TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking at
never
my
see it.
For
I'm only
You
seeing the For You
page.
page. Yeah.
Yeah, so like most of the people who see your videos on TikTok are people who don't follow you, meaning
Yeah.
like they're new people. And I think there's something liberating about that of like these people who saw my TikTok, however many it is, like they don't know me. They might follow, they might not follow, and that's okay. Like it's like set, forget, don't even look
Hmm.
at back at it. Um, I will say the one thing about TikTok that I found interesting. This is kind of fun and funny too, specifically because I'm talking about Survivor. People like to respond to
Oh,
things,
yeah.
whether it's good or bad. Whether it's
Yeah.
good or bad.
Oh, yeah. TikTok comments go wild.
Mhm. Like I've gotten a lot
Wild.
of comments on my last reel, and I'm like, I didn't expect you guys to care this much.
Yeah, maybe I'll start posting on TikTok again
Yeah.
and just kind of like just
Mhm.
left there. This is all I need. This was cathartic for me. Basically,
Mhm.
just to complain about this and just give myself the advice to me right now. My nasty plot was helping myself. What's
Mhm.
your nasty plot today, Donnie?
My nasty plot, I guess, is not to help myself, but to help others.
Okay.
It's like I cannot with people who are looking for friends on specifically Hinge or Tinder. I think it's like annoying to me.
Mhm.
Um, Mostly because like in this in I think it'll be nice to like kind of workshop this thing too, because in my head, if you're looking for friends on Tinder, there's no way that you're aesthetically looking at people and swiping right, like
Yeah.
friend, no
Hmm.
friend, no friend. And I think it just like it's annoying when you like, okay, like let's make a date. You meet someone, you go out and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm just looking for friends. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
It
What
means
am I
they're
doing
trying to
here?
fuck. That's to
Yeah.
me. If you're looking for friends on Tinder, you're just looking to hook up, and then maybe
Mhm.
be like, oh, they're kind of
But
cool.
some people like actually mean friends, which I think is
What
interesting.
doesn't Bumble
Um,
have like I remember
yeah,
I haven't been on the apps in years, but I remember back in the day Bumble had like a friends section.
yeah, I think they should go to Bumble's friends and look for friends that way. Or truthfully, like maybe the swiping is looking for people who are also looking for friends. Like,
Yeah.
actually, I had to put in my profile like I don't want to be your friend
Oh,
because like
hey.
I think like of course like and this is maybe a little like self indulging like
So you're here
I
for a
think people
reason.
Yeah, people look at me and they're like, "Oh, they're so fun. They like look like they're a good
Yeah,
person."
you're like, I
I
have
am
no
a great
friends actually.
person.
Thank
I
you.
have too many friends actually. I can't even keep up with the ones
Yeah.
that I have. So what makes you think? Because also, like for instance, I went on a date with someone that I met on Hinge, and I was very clear. Like I don't really want friends. They even asked me on the date. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really looking for friends, and not that I'm opposed to making new friends from Tinder
Hmm.
or Hinge. Is that that's not my goal. Therefore, like if we go on a date, we're like, great, this is great. On the second date. And like it was really great the first time. The second time, I'm not really feeling a romantic connection, but I really like you as a person. And we go on the third day. It's like, no, I think we're better as friends.
That's more
Perfect. I think that
organic.
happens.
Yeah.
Organic, we're growing.
Hmm.
Um, but there's a specific guy I went out with, and he did say like, yeah, like I'm putting a lot of like effort into making new friends. I'm like, well, that's not exactly what I want. I'm not opposed to friends, but like I think like why put the pressure on this first date to be like, are we going to be romantic connection or friends connection? We're just getting to know each other baseline,
Hmm.
and then we can build on like where that goes.
Yeah.
And then he texted me like after planning a second day. I was like, oh, by the way, like I'm really thinking I'm just feeling a friendship, and I was like, well, like I already said that's not what I'm looking for. Number
Yeah.
one,
So now we know. Now we know
um,
what time it is.
yeah.
Thank you.
But then number 2, I was like, I feel like you jumped the gun there because we could have perhaps been friends if we got to know each other. But what
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do is go on a date to be friends. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to me. So I just think people who are actively looking for friends on Tinder or Hinge, nothing wrong and want to make new friends. And I think as gay people, sometimes like it feels like there's not a lot of avenues to make genuine connections. Um, but I think communicating, number one. And then also I think listening to others too. Like I don't think you can force friendship on people.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make it happen. And then number 3 that I think is probably the most important part. If you're truly seeking to be friends with someone you meet on Hinge or Tinder or whatever, you have to put in the effort a friend puts in to be
Hmm.
friends with someone. You
Yeah.
can't just expect to like there's again like there are that same guys like yeah, I'll invite him to my birthday party. I'm trying to like be like, okay, like
Yeah,
let's
like
be
let's be
friends.
friends.
I invited
And
all my
friendship
friends here.
includes
Yeah,
inconvenience, and a lot of people
yeah,
don't. A lot of people are on that. Nobody owes you anything. Blah 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 blah. It's
yeah.
like no, if you want meaningful connections, you actually do have to do shit you don't want to do sometimes.
Like you gotta sacrifice for friendships. And
Hmm.
like that guy too is like, okay, well, you only want to hang out just me and you. It's only ever just me and you, whether it's dinner, whether it's drinks. I'm like, that doesn't really feel very friendly to me. Cause like
Yeah,
honestly, like if I'm having going out with a few friends, I might invite another friend to come. And that's where you show up as a friend. And then again, we can build an organic friendship from there. But I think not putting in the effort to be friends, plus looking for friends in like the wrong
it's just like
places.
wanting the friends to come to you. I will say this:
Yeah.
I hope that the people who are on Hinge and Tinder looking for friends aren't just like swiping mindlessly. I hope they're like actually reading the profiles and being like, "Oh, this person seems kind of interesting. That they could be a cool friend," and then swiping off of that. That's just
Mhm.
that's my hope, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
might be expecting too much of people.
I mean, also I hope too is that they're not and perhaps this may be like an insecurity of mine of like, is friendship the default if you're
Yeah.
not interested in
Hmm.
them romantically?
Yeah.
Like to
That's the
me,
second
like
part of it.
we don't need to do that.
Yeah,
Like
we could have
we
just
don't
get
need to
past this.
pretend,
It's
yeah, like
okay.
we don't need to fake the funk. Like we don't connect. Swipe left, we'll move
Yeah.
on. Like
I
that's
have
kind
I
of
have
how
a
I
rich
feel.
social life actually. I don't need you to like
Hmm.
just be like, oh no,
Yeah.
let's be friends.
Yeah, and like truthfully for
Whatever.
me, and again, a little self-indulgent, I have wonderful friends and I put an effort to be friends with people. And truthfully, I sometimes don't have the capacity to even do that. So the fact of the matter is like, why would I want to like I don't want like lukewarm friendships. I don't want like these
Hmm.
like half-ass, like low effort. Like I want like if we're friends, if I'm gonna be like, yeah, me and you are friends, I want all the effort from you because I'm gonna put in all the effort from my side. And if you're
Exactly.
not trying to be about that life, I don't want like swipe left, please. That's kind of where I am.
That's a good one. That was good. Yeah, this is good. I truly I haven't been on the apps in a minute, so it's like it's good to hear people talk about. I'm always wondering, anytime my friends are around, I'm like, open the sniffies. I want to see what's going on.
I even met someone at speed dating. who are like, I'm just looking for friends.
Girl,
What
why
the
are you
fuck Why are you
here?
here?
Why are you here?
Ariana, what are you doing here?
Girl, join a club. Join a club.
Go play kickball. Go play kickball.
Yeah, do that. Wait, Donnie, we are at the end of the episode. Thank you so much for doing this. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I love hearing people's problems.
It's my favorite thing. Let the people know where they can follow you and where they can listen to your typical podcast.
Yeah, so your typical podcast is available everywhere you get your podcasts. It's UR, the letter U and R, typical podcast, one word. Also, you can follow me on Instagram too, Donnie Charles. I also do a lot of singing, theater. I have my hand in a lot of many pots.
Okay.
So
And
you'll
that'll
find me
all be in
doing
the show
whatever.
notes too.
Yeah. All and also like again, like you go to my page, your typical podcast is not very far away. And yeah, join my TikTok. I feel like I post a lot there
Okay.
too. Maybe come see me in a show if I'm in a show soon. I have some stuff cooking up in the works too, so do that. But like, come, you can send flowers to my dressing room, like
Okay.
that other person. Like, I would love that. But not because you secretly love me.
Yeah.
Send it as my friend because you want me to have flowers. Love
Yes.
that. But yeah, thank you for having me on this.
Of course. I've been Jake. You can follow me at Poison Touch Pod.